Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm going to try to keep this drawing simple. So I'm going to start with the eyes at the top of the lid. So start on the left side. I'm going to draw a curve going from the outside towards the center. So we're going to leave a gap in here for his nose. And I'm going to go to the right side and start from the center and go outwards. Okay, and you can see that I've kind of kept this line a little bit shorter because I have him sort of facing in that direction. From here in the center of the curves, I'm going to draw half a circle. So curving up on both sides. Over here on the right, I'm just going to draw a slightly smaller one. And then I'm going to draw the pupil. On the left side here, I'm just going to draw it on the top half. So a half circle going up on the left. And then on the right side, I'm going to start at the bottom here and curve up to the top. From this point, I'm just going to draw a highlight circle on both sides. The very top, and then color the rest in black. Both sides. Now from here, I'm going to go into the nose. So basically, there's going to be two stripes that come down to his nose, which I'll probably position right about here. So I'm going to draw, starting from the top, an oval. Kind of like that shape. And then I'll draw a highlight on the top left corner. So up here, I'm just going to draw a smaller oval, and then color the rest in black. Now from here, I'm going to take this point on the inner part of the eyes and draw a curve leading up towards the outer edge of that nose. Alright, from here, I'm going to draw the mouth. So I'm going to have a curve coming from here all the way to the outside. So he's got a grin. So from here, I will curve under the nose and tuck it underneath. From here, I'm just going to draw a curve on the end just to bracket that mouth in. And from this point, I'm going to draw a curve going up and tucking it underneath that mouth. Then from here, I'm just going to draw some teeth. So up here, I'm just going to draw a short line across, and I'll cross it like a T. And I'm just going to draw color in that little corner there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So here, I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm just going to cross the T and try to get a little bit of black inside there. Now from here, I'm going to draw the black parts of the eyes. So from here, I'll start on the outer edge. I'm going to draw a curve down, and it's basically just some jagged lines that come down. And basically I want to just wrap this around that mouth. So here, I'll come up, come back down, and then from here I'm just going to connect to the inner part of that eye. From here I'll do the same thing. So I'm going to come down, up, down, up. Now I'm just going to try to get down to the same height as the side on the right, on the left, sorry. And I'm going to curve that back up and touch the inner part of that eye. Now let's go up to the outer part of the eye. So this is the white part. So starting here, I'm going to curve up pretty high on both sides in the same direction. From here, I'm just going to draw some more jagged lines. So I'm going to come in and basically wrap this around that eye. So right about here is where I want to try to end up going. So go up, down, another jagged line here. And then I'm just going to curve this all the way out on the outside. Then from here, I'm just going to draw a couple more jagged lines, and then this is going to scoop underneath that mouth. So coming down around that mouth. On the right side, I'll do the same thing. So I'm going to go in, but now I'm going to change directions because I'm going that way. So I'll do a couple jagged lines, coming down, and again, just checking left and right just to make sure I have the right balance. Come out, and now this is where I'm going to curve around and connect to that point under that chin. Now from here, now I can get to the rest of the head. So there's more hairs that come out further outside of this. So I'm going to start on either end. On this side, actually, I'm going to start and go out, go in, and just around that white inner part. Then from here, I'm just going to curve around and just kind of tuck that in underneath and just leave an open gap here. On this side here, because it's facing that way, you're not going to see as much of this part here. So what I'll do is I'll start right about here. I'll go out, I'll come in, I'll go out, and then I'll start to tuck that in underneath, again leaving a gap. And from here, I'm going to go up to the top of the head. This is where the top of the head would be. I'm just going to draw a few spikes for the top of the head, and then wrap this down and curve it in behind that eye. So there's the main part of the face. Let's get into the ears. So right about here, I'm going to curve out. I'll go to the left side and just do the same thing. Just I want to make sure that I'm balancing out the same size ears. I don't want one ear bigger than the other. So from here, I'm going to tuck this in behind that eye. Here, I'll tuck this in behind that head. And then right about here, I'm just going to curve a line to the point, to the top point of those ears. I'll just curve that around, just to show a little bit of the inside of the ear. Okay, now let's get into the body. So from here, he's got these two big straps that go over his shoulders. So I'm going to make them pretty high. So right about here, I'm going to draw two lines angling out. This side I'm going to curve towards the center of the chest. This one I'm going to go in the opposite direction, this way. I'll cap that off on the ends. Now this line here is going to match the curve of this. So I'll tuck that under the chin. This one will get tucked under the chin. And I'm just going to draw two circles on the ends of the straps. And then right here is where I'm going to draw the line for the separation between the body and the vest. Right about here in the center, I'm going to draw just a square, a very basic square. From here at the top, I'm going to curve into that strap. Same on the left side. I'll continue that on the bottom as well. And from here, I'm going to go down. So I'm going to draw a thick line, two lines coming down, and I'll draw a line separating that. Now let's get into the vest. So here, I'm going to draw the vest coming in. So this is the inner part of the vest. It comes in and flares out. I'll do the same on the right side. Here, because you'll see more of the sleeve, I'm going to curve this around like this and then connect it with the bottom there. This side, you're going to bulge this out and then swoop this back in towards that point. Now I'm going to draw two straps coming this way, so two lines going horizontal, same on the right side, and at the bottom here, I'm just going to angle these lines slightly towards the center. And then on the outside here, just drawing sort of a half rectangle. Just kind of like a buckle detail. All right, now let's get into the legs. So just inside of that vest, I'm going to draw a curve going up to the outer part and the lower part of the pant. From here, I'm going to curve the bottoms. So going back left and right, just making sure that I get the right size. Here, I'm just going to draw the lower torso line. And I'm going to tuck these pants in to that line. And from here I can just separate the bottoms, just drawing a little line that follows the same contour of the bottom line here, and a couple pockets. So sort of a half rectangle. I'll do the same on the right. And then right about here I'm just going to draw an upward curve just to give a little bit of wrinkle detail in the pants. Now from here I'm going to draw the feet. So let's imagine the feet coming down center of those pants. It's got really thin ankles. So I'll draw a line coming straight down on both sides. Let's draw the bottoms of the feet. So an upward curve. And then curving the top of the foot on both sides, and then a straight line just overlapping behind that foot. And then from here, I can just draw two curves for the toes, kind of like that. All right, now let's get into the arm on the left. Now I'm going to have him clenched with a fist here and holding a big gun on this side. So let's start with a simpler arm. So here, I'm going to draw a curve coming out. I'll come in a little bit, just to draw a little bit more fur on the elbow, and come in. Here I'm going to go in towards the elbow, and slowly taper to a thinner wrist. Now from here I'm going to draw the knuckles, so I'll draw the thumb first, and I'm just going to draw a little bracket at the end of that, and then coming over I'm going to overlap and come around that line. And then from here I'll just overlap another curve, and then a final curve into that wrist. So there's this very simple cartoon fist. Let's draw the tail. So I'm going to imagine sort of a backwards S coming this way. So I'll start at the top. I'm going to come down, and again, drawing a little hair. I'm going to come down in a curve. I'm going to imagine this line coming past behind that arm. So from here, I'm going to come out very big and then come back in. So it gets a little bit thinner, gets thicker in the middle, and then thin again. Then right here, I'm going to draw a curve. And I'll draw another curve. This is going to be for some of that the stripes on his tail, so I'll color that in black. And then here I'll draw another one. So here I'm going to draw a curve going behind that hand. I'll draw another one here, and then again I'm going to go in and color that in, fill it in black on both sides. Alright, now there we go. Tail. Let's get into the final part, which is the hand holding the gun. Now the gun that he uses in the movie is quite complex, so I'm going to keep it very simple. Just going to make up a gun that's easy enough to draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the hand first. So his arm is going to come down to his elbow, across to his fist. So he's holding a gun. So I'm going to show you how to draw a very simple hand holding a gun. So here I'm going to draw an oval. This is his thumb. I'm going to draw another oval behind it, so it's getting overlapped. And then from here, I'm just going to tuck in a second finger, and then a third finger there. So that's actually probably the simplest hand you can make holding a gun. And from here, I'm just going to draw the bottom part of the handle. Here, I'm going to come up and just tuck that in. Just a little line underneath. That's for the meat of the hand here. And from here, I'm going to just draw the line going in towards the shoulder. So here, let's start up here. Let's draw the bicep going into the forearm, overlap, and that'll go right into that hand. From here, I'm going to curve out towards the elbow, and again, doing a little hair detail. So there's the hand holding the gun. And then for the actual gun, I'm going to draw just this big bulbous gun. So from here, I'm going to draw the bottom part going up. From here, I'm going to draw the back of it. And then on top, I'm just going to draw another curve that looks like that. And then I'm going to cap that off by rounding out the top. I'm coming a little bit, leaving a gap on both top and bottom. I'll draw a curve. And then from top to bottom, I will cap that off. Here in the middle, I'm just going to draw a line that follows the same angle as this out. And I'm just going to thicken that up actually, make it double thick. And I'll draw a ball at the very end. And then here we could just draw whatever we want. We can actually draw like a little bit of detail. So let's draw a curve in the back here. Let's draw another separation halfway. So it's just basically curves going around. And then from here, I'll draw a line across. Maybe I'll follow this contour and split that off this way. Draw a couple rivets in the back. Up here, let's draw a big square with a bolt in it. And then we'll draw a sight. So I'm going to draw a curve in the back. Bulge this out to a point. Come in like that. Draw a curve. And for a little smoke, I'm going to draw a backwards S. So here, let's go like this. And thicken it up in the middle. And basically, he just fired that gun off. It's smoking. But before I finish off, I'm going to actually color in the bottoms, the black parts of the eyes. So it'll probably look better if I did that. So let's go ahead and color that in. So you can actually see what this could potentially look like after you color it. Draw that side. And there we have it. There is Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like, tell your friends about us, get them to subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.